Happy March and happy Women's History Month, a time for prayer and celebrating women. Hi, I'm Connie Vandeman Jeffrey, and this is All God's People. Sabbath, March 6 has been designated as Women's Day of Prayer by the North American Division. The Women's Day of Prayer provides an opportunity for women to learn about each other and pray for one another. It's a time to reunite with God and one another to strengthen spiritual bonds. Prayers for women everywhere create a spiritual network of empathy and understanding. The theme this year is I Will Go. International Women's Day celebrates the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women around the world. The day also marks a call to action for accelerating gender parity. Significant activity is witnessed worldwide as groups come together to celebrate women's achievements or rally for women's equality. The campaign theme for International Women's Day 2021 is Choose to Challenge. A challenged world is an alert world, and from challenge comes change. Next Monday, March 8, is International Women's Day 2021. Resources on Women's History Month, International Women's Day, and the Women's Day of Prayer are in our bulletin. Dan Oliver loves to paint. Dan is a retired physician and longtime St. Helena church member. He took to watercolor as he was growing up, but once he got into medical school, he quit. A few years ago, he and fellow church member and artist David Miller started Watercolor and Worship, a group of people who met weekly in the church fellowship hall for worship, prayer, and painting. The men were joined by church member and artist Sherry Wimberly, as well as others from the church and wider community. The ministry stopped meeting for a time last year due to the pandemic, but it took a new form in November when Sherry suggested that art could help the isolated church members who are lonely and discouraged. That resulted in Card Connection. Now church members, artists or not, can join the Zoom class one evening a week to learn how to paint cards that they can send to other members. In the past 2 months, Card Connection members have mailed over 200 cards of encouragement. I can't think of a better way to use your artistic skills than through communication and connection. Apparently, the Tuesday night Zoom class is open to all. The link is in our bulletin. And now, a special musical treat from the Central California Conference Korean Pastors. Because He Lives is one of my all-time favorite hymns, but I don't think I've ever heard it more beautifully sung than in the Korean language. There are links in our bulletin for you to play this song in its entirety, but we leave you today with this sample of their beautiful rendition of Because He Lives. Thank you, Central California Conference Korean churches, for sharing this with all God's people.